Awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead, guys, and get started lying on our backs on our mats. So when you're lying on your back here, we're going to just bring one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. So you're lying on your back. You want to just feel where the spine hits the ground. You want to feel a heaviness through the back of the skull, right at the middle of the shoulder blades, at the bottom of the rib cage, and into the tailbone. So we're not tucked to the pelvis, we're not overly arched, we're just kind of in this comfortable middle position that brings the hip bones and the pubic bone to the same level plane. So once you found that nice, comfortable, neutral position, let's just start to deepen that breathing here. So as you breathe in through your nose, feel both hands rise up with that breath. Feel the ribs open and expand. And as you exhale, breathe out through your mouth like you're blowing out a single candle. Breathing in through the nose, feel both hands lift up. And as you exhale, breathe out, feel how that breath naturally starts to wrap the abdominal muscles horizontally around. Breathing in, feel the ribs open 360 degrees. And on your exhale, breathing out, feel the navel sink down towards the spine. Let's take 2 more cycles of breath here. Breathing in through the nose, deep and wide with that breath. And exhale, breathing out, shrink, wrapping through the waist. Last time, inhale deep and wide all the way to the back and bottom of the lungs. And exhale, breathing out, drawing the navel towards the spine. So let's take those arms and rest them down towards the ground. If you feel any kind of tension here through your shoulders, you can always turn your palms to face in. That just helps to open up through the front of the shoulders a little better. So we're going to move into pelvic tilt, which is just going to start to wake up our obliques. Let's inhale in our neutral position. And then on your exhale, rock your pelvis towards your chin. Try just to use your abdominal muscles. Feel the curve of the lower back flatten onto your mat. And then on your inhale, return back to that neutral arch where we started. Pretend there's a marble on your pelvis. And as you exhale, rock back into that imprinted position. That marble rolls into your belly button. And then when we rock the pelvis back forward to neutral again, the marble returns to the center of the pelvis. Let's do that just 2 more times. Exhale, imprinting the spine to the mat, flattening that lower back curve. And inhale, lengthening back to a neutral position. Now, we're going to do that 1 more time, rocking the pelvis back, feel the lower back flatten towards the ground. And now let's take the legs up to our tabletop. So once you take your legs up in a tabletop, you want to feel like you're supporting those legs with your abdominals. We're not letting the weight of the legs pull us into extension. So we're going to move into toe taps next. On your next breath out, let's hinge one toe towards the mat, only going as far down as you can keep the work in the belly and the back flat. And then just come back up to your tabletop again. Other side goes, hinging from that hip crease, and then coming back to your tabletop. So it doesn't matter if you actually make contact with the ground or not. We're just challenging the stability of the pelvis with the leverage of the legs. Let's go for 3. And exhale for 2. Last time. Now once you come back to your tabletop, let's bring the hands behind the back of the head. Interlace those fingertips. Your elbows are going to point slightly forward. We're going to go into an ab prep next, our little Pilates crunch. So let's breathe in to prepare. Exhale, draw the abs in and curl up. Feel the navel pull behind those bottom 2 ribs. The shoulder blades are lifted off the mat, but the bottom rib is down. And then we're just lowering the shoulders all the way back down. Keep your head heavy in your hands here. So as you curl up, you're not pulling on your neck, you're not yanking on your head. You're coming up because you're shortening through the front of the abdominals. Let's curl on up for 4 and back down. And curling up for 3 and lower. Last 2, flatten the belly as you curl and lower. Next one we're adding on. Curl, flex, and now hold it here. So you should still be able to see those elbows. Head's heavy, belly's flat. And now let's separate those legs and go back into that same toe tap. It'll be a little harder here. So exhale, reaching that right toe down and returning back to tabletop. Other side goes, keeping the shoulder blades lifted the whole time, hinging from that hip crease. And just keeping the back flat. Let's go for 3. And exhale for 2. One more time. And now the last addition is we're going to go reciprocal legs. So as one leg comes down, the other leg comes up, and then we switch. Switch and switch. Keep the shoulders lifted. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, 1. And we can lower the legs and lower the head, neck, and shoulders. So let's go ahead, take a little stretch here before we move on. Arms to the side, bring your legs together, and just let your knees drop to the right as you look over your left shoulder. And then just drop the knees to the left, looking over the right shoulder. One more either direction, dropping it over to the right, looking to the left. And then dropping it over to the left, looking to the right. Let's come back to center, separating those feet sit bone distance. We're taking the hands back behind the head, and we're going to go into some obliques. So we're going to move into some rotation. So on your next breath out, we're going to curl up and rotate to the right. So as you curl up, think about moving the rib to hip instead of elbow to knee, and then lowering all the way back down again. Then we go to the other side, curl up, rotating to the left side, and lowering back down. Let's rotate for 4, and lower, and 3, and lower, and 2, lower, last 1, lower. Now we're going to bring it to center, lifting up. Again, we're lifting the shoulder blades up, elbows point straight ahead. Let's go 10 little pulses up center for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it all the way down. Keep the hands where they are. Let's come back to your imprinted spine, legs tabletop. So once your legs are tabletop, squeeze the inner thighs together. We're going to repeat that same sequence. Let's curl up, rotating to the right side, left rib to right hip, and lowering back down. And then curling up, rotating to the left, and lowering down. Try to keep the elbows wide as you twist through the waist. And let's go for 3, and lower, and 2, and lower, last 1, and lower. Now last time, come on up center, little pulses up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it all the way down. Stretch everything long, opening up through the front of the body. So nice big stretch there. And then from here, let's slide the feet back underneath the sit bones. And we're going to move into some hip rolls. That's just going to open up through the front of the hips. So from here, we're going to press the arms down into the sides. Feel how that opens up through the collarbones. Come back to your imprinted spine. Now start to press into your heels and roll on up. So you end up in a tall standing shoulder bridge. So in your shoulder bridge, you want to feel the shoulders pushed into the floor. Front of the chest is open. And again, unlike a yoga bridge, we're not an extension here. We're keeping that knitting together feeling of the ribs and the hips. Let's hold it for an in-breath. And on your exhale, begin to soften at your throat and just roll down upper spine, then mid-spine, and finally the tailbone comes down last. Picture like a strand of pearls. Breathing in to prepare. Exhale, imprinting to the mat. Contract the glutes and roll up. Imagine trying to reach your knees over your toes, really opening up through the front of that hip. Hold for that in-breath, and exhale, we're rolling down again, sequentially articulating, trying to make an impression with every vertebrae down. Let's do that one more time before we add. Exhale, imprint, press up and lift, reaching knees long over the toes. We're holding for that in-breath, shoulders press down, and roll all the way back down. So now we're going to go into some arm movement, and then we'll just put those two actions together. So let's lift the arms up on an inhale. Feel the shoulders just resting down on the mat. And now as you continue to reach the arms back towards the ears, don't let the ribs puff up, so keep the bottom ribs locked down. This means the arms probably won't touch the ground unless you're super bendy. Let's lift the arms back up and exhale, continue to reach them all the way down towards the sides. Again, we lift up, exhale, weave the bottom of the ribs to the top of the pelvis, and we're lifting it up and lowering it back down. One more time. Inhale, lifts. Exhale, reach back, but now hold the arms at the ears. We're going to go into the hip roll, and as we go into that movement, the arms are going to come down at the same time. So let's flatten the back, press in through the heels, and roll up simultaneously, pushing the arms down like you're moving through jello. Feel how when you push into those palms, the back of the arms get nice and strong. We're holding for that in-breath. And again, as you roll down, sweep the arms through the ears, keeping a hold of the rib cage. Breathing in and prepare. Exhale, imprint with abdominals, squeeze glutes, and push the arms all the way into the floor. Imagine the pressure of your arms is going to push your arms straight through those floorboards, through those tiles, whatever's underneath you. Hold for an inhale, and exhale again. We're rolling down, sweeping the arms back overhead. Let's do that just one more time. Exhale, imprint, press into those heels and roll up. Push the palms down. Feel the triceps and lats activate, the whole back of the arm. Hold for that inhale, and exhale, we roll down, sweeping the arms overhead. From here, we're going to turn that into a circle, an arm circle. So sweep the arms around to the sides of the hips, and then just lift it back up again. And we're circling around, just opening up through the front of the shoulder. This should feel really nice. Not like any kind of pain or discomfort. If it does, of course, just limit your range of motion. One more in this direction, reaching to the side, and then just reverse your circle to get out to the sides and all the way down. Again, important to get those arms and shoulder girdle just warmed up, lubricating through the joints, getting them ready for some work. And just one more time there, circling around, and take it all the way back down. Okay, so we're going to transition into an all fours position, our quadruped position. So I'm going to start start in this direction. We're going to go hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. So when you're here, we're going to begin with what's called a scapular push-up. So we're going to be moving just through the shoulder blades, those little wing bones on the back. The spine's going to stay nice and neutral. It's not going to change. So let's start here by pulling the shoulder blades together, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Feel like you're trying to pinch a pencil between those shoulder blades. And then just push the shoulder blades apart. Feel the widening across the upper back. Inhale, we retract. We draw the shoulders together. We're pinching that pencil between them. And then exhale, we're protracting, spreading the shoulder blades apart. Two more times. We're inhaling to retract, squeeze from the back of the body. Exhale, protract, feel the armpits and rib muscles. One more time. Inhale, retract. And exhale, we protract. It can be a little tricky to get used to. We're kind of not used to usually moving just the shoulder blades. So now it's come to a nice happy medium where we're kind of between those two extremes. And we're going to move into our cat-cows. So let's breathe in and prepare. On your exhale, press into the ground, round your spine. Feel the back widen. So we're protracting here. Tucking your tail, looking at your belly. And then on your inhale, we send the tail back, pull the chest forward, retracting the shoulder blades, drawing them down and together. Exhale, rounding the spine, scooping the belly up away from the floor, tuck the tail. And inhale, arching the back, pulling your palms towards the front of the thighs. Last two times. Exhale, push into the ground, round the spine, drawing the navel in and up. And inhale, arching the back, drawing the collarbones apart. Last time. Exhale, rounding the spine, feel the front body muscles work here. And inhale, we extend the spine, feeling the back body muscles. Let's come to neutral by pulling your rib cage into the hips. Feel how that naturally lifts the belly. We're going to go in just a little bit of rotation. Take your right hand just to your right ear. And then from here, we're inhaling to rotate to the right. Look underneath that right armpit and feel that stretch right across the shoulders. And exhale, rotate elbow to opposite elbow. Inhale, Rotating to the right, feel the shoulder blade draw towards the spine, nice big stretch. And exhale, rotating back elbow to elbow. 3 more times. Inhale to open, spiraling that spine up. And exhale to close. And 2. Inhale to open. And exhale to close. Last time here. Inhale, open, pressing the left palm into the floor. And exhale to close. Let's come back to center. Switch to the right hand down, left hand to the left ear. Inhale, push the right palm into the floor, open to the left. You might notice a little bit of a different range of motion from one side to the other. Totally normal here. Sometimes one side's just a little bit different. Rotation is one of the best things we can do for our upper back, especially if you have a lot of tightness there. If you stand a lot, right, we tend to hold a lot of tension in the upper back. Let's go 2 more. Last time, inhale, opening up, looking underneath that armpit, and exhale to close. All right, so we're gonna go into a little bit of arm work. So we're just gonna need 1 weight for this. So again, I got my can here. I probably wouldn't go up past like 3 pounds. 5 might be pretty tough. But again, you can always just kind of feel out what works best for you. If anything doesn't work for you or it's not feeling good for shoulders, feel free to just move at your own pace. So let's take it back to our quadruped position here, right where we were before. We're finding that stability in the shoulder on the left side. So it's not just gonna be the weighted arm that's working. All right, I'm gonna just angle my screen up a little bit, I look a little dark. Okay, so we're gonna take that weight and then just reach it back so that it's even with your right knee. That's the lowest it's gonna go here. From here, we want to pull that straight arm back so that the back of the shoulder engages, and then just lower the weight back down towards the knee again. Squeeze from the back of the shoulder. Super important to find that work in the back, not in the front. Squeezing back and back down. And reach, feel the outer end of the collarbone open. Keep a little bit of softness to the left elbow. Try not to lock any joints here. Let's go for 6, 5. Now the can starts light, but to the end of this long lever, it starts to get pretty heavy. And we'll go for 3, 2. Now last one, reach up and hold it here. We're gonna go into a tricep kickback. From here, bend that elbow to 90 degrees and then push straight back. Squeeze the back of the arm. Bend the elbow to that 90 and press away. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, should be feeling work in both arms, right? 2. Now last one, press back and hold. Little pulses up, move from the top of the arm bone for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower all the way down. Take a seat back towards your heels for a second. Just roll out those wrists. You know, sometimes the wrists can start to get a little tight. If it ever becomes an issue, you can always do this kind of in a hover position on your knees if you don't want to put pressure on your palm. So now we're going to go to the other side. I'm just going to flip around so that you're not kind of just looking at the same arm I just did. So we're reassessing that nice stable arm that's holding us to the ground, abs drawing in, and then just taking the weight right to that knee that's down. From here, let's sweep back, squeeze the back of the arm, and lower back down towards the knee. Squeezing back, you can feel the back of the shoulder, and lower. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now one more, lift up and hold. Tricep kickbacks, bend that elbow to 90 degrees and straighten to 180. Double check that supporting arm. Is your elbow soft? Is your belly active? Try to think about pulling your stomach up away from the floor. Let's go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now last one, let's push back. Let's hold it here. Pulses up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way down. Sit back towards those heels. Roll out those wrists. All right, you guys. So from here, we're going to grab both of our weights and we're going to go into some arm work kneeling. You can do this standing too. I'm just going to kneel so I don't get cut off. Also, kneeling is going to work the glutes a little bit more and possibly the abs. So if you are kneeling and this feels uncomfortable for knees, of course, you can just pad it up or just stand. That's always good too. So we're going to take our weights. They're going to go just right in front of the thighs. And you want to feel your glutes squeeze, draw up through those inner thighs as well. So you're active through the lower body. You're not just kind of like hanging out. So we're going to start with a high row. It's going to feel light, but we are going to add to it. So leading with the elbows, elbows stay above the wrists. We pull up and then lowering just back down towards the front of the thighs. And again, pulling up and back down. Glute squeeze, abs drawing in, lifts and lower. I love working arms. It's like my favorite thing to do. Lifts and lower. Got to get a little inventive with no gyms though. So one of my friends who's also a trainer, his advice is just make it suck. Even if it's a lightweight, you can get plenty of work done with it. Just make it suck. Let's go for 4. And 3. And 2. Last one. Now lower the elbows just a little bit so that you're in a nice straight line from elbow to elbow. And we're going to take those weights and just reach out to a letter T, nice long wrist here, and then take the weights back towards the center. Pressing out to that letter T and bringing it back to your sternum. Let's take it out for 8. 7, don't forget about those glutes, squeeze them. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Now come back in. Let's lower the weights down and let's combine. So we're going to go for 5 reps here. So we're pulling up just parallel. Take it out to that letter T. Bring it back towards your sternum and lower back down. Lifting up. Opening to that T. Back together and lower. 3 more like that. So those cans should hopefully be getting a little heavier at this point in time. If not, maybe need some Costco cans. I have some of those downstairs. The Mega Beans. Let's go for 2. Last one. And then bring it down. So let's take the weights to the sides and just pretend they're filled with like lead. They're super heavy and just the way the cans are opening up through the side of the shoulders. So I'll pause there for a second. All right, so now let's bend the elbows to 90 degrees and upper arms are just right in the center of the rib cage. We're gonna rotate the cans so they're touching, or weights, whatever you're using, right in the middle of the body. And then keeping the arms touching the ribs, rotate out. Find the work in the back of the shoulder. Coming in towards your center and opening out to the side. Let's go for 8. So good for shoulder health, anything with external rotation. We're working on those rotator cuff muscles, the muscles that hold the head of the arm bone in the socket. Super important if you're doing a lot of yoga too. Let's go for 4, 3, 2. Now last one, let's open, let's hold. We're gonna go into a core fly. So this is gonna be internal rotation. Let's take the arms out, keeping a little bit of give through those elbow joints. They're not locked. And now we're gonna take those cans and just pour them out. Rotate so that your thumbs face the ground. You're emptying those cans out. Rotate the palms back up again, and then take your elbows back to your waist. Reaching out. Pour them out. Palms up. Bring it back. Reaching out. Rotates. Rotates. Return. Double check those glutes. Make sure that you're not just, hanging out in your joints. Those glutes are active. Inner thighs are zipped up. Hopefully the floor is not too brutal on the knees. Let's go for 5. And 4. 3. And 2. Last one. So let's take those weights back in. Last thing we're gonna do in this position is combine. So we're gonna go for 5 reps total. Let's rotate in, rotate out, reach up, pour it out, palms up, and bring it back. Reach it out. Rotate. Palms up, and in. 3 more like that. Reach. Rotate, rotate, return. And 2. Reach, rotate, rotate, and in. Last time there, you guys, reaching out. Rotate, rotate, and bring it all the way in. Rest those arms down. Again, we've got those heavy, heavy cans opening up to the sides of the shoulders. So let's come on down out of there. And then from here, we're gonna go into a little bit of seated arm and ab work. So we're not going to let those cans get too far. We're gonna take them back into the hands. So we did some triceps earlier. We're gonna go into some biceps and of course a little bit of abs as well. So let's take the weights, reach them up. You wanna have your arms almost parallel to the floor. Higher is gonna be harder. You just don't wanna have your elbows resting on your ribs. So reaching up, we're gonna start to go into our half rollback position. So I like inner thighs squeezed together for this. It just gives you a little bit more stability. On your exhale, round your spine, scoop the belly in, and pretend you're making like a cocktail shrimp shape with your body. So rolling back only as far as you can keep the spine round. And then we're just gonna roll up and lengthen through the crown of the head back to that neutral again. Exhale, initiating from the belly, scoop and roll back. If the toes come up, that's okay. Just make sure your heels stay down. Roll up, getting nice and tall. Let's go 3 more like that. Scoop and roll back. Inhale, roll it up. And 2. Drawing the navel to the spine, roll back. And roll it up. Now this next one, let's roll it back and let's hold. So those abs should be working like crazy here. Inner thighs squeeze. If your hips are gripping, flex those feet. And now let's open those arms and curl to the top of the temples. Inhale, reach, and exhale, curl. Squeeze through those biceps. Again, it's not a heck of a lot of weight, but you should feel that the closer the weights get towards your temples, the harder your abs have to work to keep you from just falling backward. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and roll all the way up, give those shoulders a little rest. So if you've ever done a reformer class with me, this will feel a little familiar, right? Our roll backs with our bicep curls. So one more exercise in this position. We're gonna go into a half roll back with an oblique twist. So let's take the weights together. I'm gonna show you center so you kind of see what my arms are doing, right? So the elbows are gonna be kind of wide here, right? They're not pinned to your sides. You want a little bit of space, a little bit of daylight underneath those elbows. From here, we're gonna come into that same round back position, that C curve, shoulders relaxed out of the ears. And now as you rotate to the right, we're gonna twist through the waist, and you'll notice that one elbow is low, one elbow is high, right? The right elbow is low, the left elbow is high. And then we come back to center. Now we go to the left. Left elbow is low, right elbow is high. Come back in. So we're just moving through the waist. Rotating to the right, keeping those elbows away from the ribs. Back center. And rotating to the left. And back center. So let's add a little bit. Rotate to the right. And as you rotate to the right, now open the arms. So it's the same shape, just on a longer lever. And rotate back to center. Touch the weights back at the middle of your body. Rotate to the left, opening the arms. And then coming back to center. And we go to the right, twisting through the waist, inner thighs squeezed, and back center. And rotating to the left. And center. Let's just go one more on either side. Twist and open. And back in. Last time to the left, twist and open. And come all the way back in. Roll it on up. Woo! All right, so give those shoulders a little roll out. And again, we're just gonna need one weight for this next exercise. No worries, we're not actually gonna use the arms. We're actually kind of using the weight to take away a little bit of our stability as we go into some side leg work. So let's flip over on the left side. And we just need one of those weights. So put it kind of where you can grab it. So when you lie on your side here, I like to lie on the bicep. I'm not a huge fan of kind of propping myself up because now the spine is no longer neutral if you're kind of propped up. If you're lying on your side, you're able to get even through both sides of the waist. So once you're on your side, take a second to take your top hand and just scoop it underneath your bottom rib. So there should be enough space to be able to fit your hand underneath your bottom rib. If there isn't, right, it means we're kind of in this lateral flexion. So now let's grab our weights and let's just rest it on the top leg, right? So it's gonna rest there. And it's not gonna add a lot of weight to your actual leg movement, but it is gonna just take away your stability. Because normally when you do this exercise, sometimes the hand is down. Now it's no longer there. So from here, we're gonna take that top leg, lift it up. Keep the knee and the toe facing forward though. Make sure you're not turned up. The toe and the knee are facing forward, bottom rib is lifted, and then just lower it back down again. Sort of lifting up, moving from the top of the thigh bone, and lowering it back down. So as you lift up, pretend your body is just between two sheets of glass, right? You can't roll forward, you can't go back. You're kind of just sandwiched between those two pieces of glass. If you start to notice your waist dropping down, right? Just pick it back up, use those obliques. And let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2. Now last one, lift up and hold. Lower the leg just parallel to the floor. Make sure your bottom waist is still nice and active. Let's draw little circles. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch your circle. 8. These are a lot harder without that stability. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. Little pulses up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lower all the way down. Let's press ourselves up and we're gonna flip over to the other side. So lying on the right side, again, taking a second just to kind of feel that daylight underneath the bottom rib. So people ask, you know, how are we using our abs here, right? The abs are working to keep you from just kind of squishing down onto the mat. We're keeping the spine neutral here with the abdominals. Everything in Pilates uses the abs, even when you're lying down. So we're taking that top leg, lifting up, keeping the toe and the knee facing forward, and lowering it back down. Lifting up and lowering down. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower parallel to the floor. Make sure the abs are picked up off the mat. Little circles for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch your circle. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop it parallel. Little pulses up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way down. All right. Let's grab our other can and let's flip back over onto our backs. We're going to go into a little bit more ab work, although like I said before, really all of it is ab work essentially. So let's turn the palms up, soften the elbows so that they're not locked out, and you want your arms just hovering right off the mat. We're going to go into some curls, some ab preps with some bicep curls. So draw the abs in, and as you curl up, you're going to curl the weights up towards the front of the shoulders, and then as you lower, open the elbows, but keep your upper arms hovering off the ground. Exhale, draw the abs in and curl up, and lower it back down. Let's go 3 more like that. Exhale, curl and flex, and inhale, lower. And 2, curl and flex. Make sure to tuck the chin so you're not looking at the ceiling. Now last one, let's curl, flex. Let's hold it here, and we're just gonna move the arms. So let's take the weight, straighten through the elbows, and curl back up for 5. Reach it forward, and curl for 4. Reach, and 3. Reach, and 2. Reach, and 1. And lower it all the way back down. So let's go ahead, take the weights up right over the shoulders. And what the heck, let's come back to our tabletop position. So option to keep the feet down, of course. Otherwise, let's imprint the spine of the mat. Take the legs up to your tabletop and just squeeze those inner thighs together. Make sure those elbow joints are unlocked. Let's breathe in to prepare. Exhale, draw the abs in and curl up. Get eyes on the middle of the thigh, not on the ceiling. Try not to let the weights touch all the way down, just parallel to the ground. And then lower the shoulders, taking the arms back up again. Exhale, nod, curl, and flex, sliding the ribs towards the hips. And inhale, lowering all the way down. Let's go 3 more. Exhale, nod, curl, and flex. And inhale, lower. And 2. Exhale, nod, curl, flex. And lower. Last time, nod, curl, flex, and hold. You know what's coming. Soften those elbows, eyes in the middle thigh. Let's reach those arms up. Try to get as high as you can go without lowering the shoulders, and come back down to parallel. Lifting it up, shoulders stay off the ground, and lower back down. Let's go for 3. And lower. If your neck gets tired, just rest your head down. 2. And lower. Last one. And lower. Take everything down. And just take a second and hug those knees into the chest. Give them a little rock side to side, massaging out that lower back. Let's stretch out the abs a little bit. Let's extend the spine just to kind of make sure we're nice and even. So let's flip over. I'll face the other way just so I'm not cut off here. So let's take the legs wide and turned out. Wide and turned out legs, hands and forearms right underneath the shoulders, and nose is hovering up. So when you lie on your belly, feel your stomach pull up away from the ground. You don't want to feel like you're kind of squishing your belly down and going into your lower back. From here, start to lift your nose up, open through the collarbones, and then just press up any amount. So maybe that's a little, maybe it's all the way up, and we're holding for that inhale, and exhale, lowering belly, ribs, and nose back to that hover. Breathing in to prepare. Exhale, lift the chin, lift the chest, open the shoulders like a cobra spreading its head, or holding for that inhale, and lowering it back down again. One more time, you guys, breathing in to prepare. Exhale, lift up, press up, widen the front of the throat, hold for that inhale, and exhale, lengthen all the way back to your hover. Let's slide the hands underneath the shoulders and just round back into our shell stretch, our child's pose. Walking the fingers away from shoulders. Feel that opening up through the ribs here. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and come to a comfortable seated position. We're gonna do just a little neck stretch, and then we're gonna go into just some nice cool down side bends. So whatever that comfortable position is for you, maybe it's legs crossed, maybe it's legs long, maybe you're sitting on a block or a pillow. We're gonna take that right hand, and you're actually gonna sit on your right hand. Just go ahead and sit right on it. And then just drop your left ear to your left shoulder. Tuck your chin as well, like you're trying to pull your head to the back of your shirt. And then just hold it here. Breathing and just feeling that side of the neck release. Not forcing anything, just letting the weight of the head do the stretch for you. And then let's come back to center, free up the hands, and just switch. So left hand, have a seat, tuck the chin, think of like that turtle or that chicken, tucking the chin, and then just drop your ear to your shoulder and hold. Nice deep breaths there. Relax through head, neck, and shoulders. And let's come back to vertical. And we're going to come to our mermaid position, our 90-90 position. So the right leg is going to be in front, left leg is back. The reverse screens really throw me, so it's probably going to look reverse for you, but right leg forward, left leg back. And then, again, option can be sitting cross-legged too. Let's take the right hand palm up, left hand palm down, and then just reach that right arm up towards the ceiling. And then your exhale, side bend. So you're side bending towards the leg that's behind you. If you're like, which way do I go? Because if you go over the front leg, you'll just kind of fall over. So as you hold this stretch, really feel that right sit bone nice and heavy. The arm is just framing the face. So if you see your elbow kind of wants to do this, try to lengthen it out. And that's going to give you this really beautiful stretch all down the lats. Let's hold for just another breath or two. And then reaching back up and lowering back down. Let's do one more on that side. Taking it up on that inhale. Exhale, side bend, nice and easy, just like a tree in the breeze. Feel that oppositional action between sit bone down and fingertips long. Nice deep breaths, feeling the fanning apart of the ribs. And inhale to reach up. Exhale, lowering down. Let's flip the legs. Left leg forward, right leg back, or option to stay sitting cross-legged. Left hand palm up, right hand palm down. Inhale that left arm up towards the ceiling, and exhale, we're side bending, framing the face. This is one of my absolute favorite stretches. It just always feels so nice. Just holding, feeling the fanning apart of the ribs. Like you're able to breathe even a little more deeply into the left bottom side of the rib cage. And inhale to take it up. Exhale, lowering down. Let's do that just one more time. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, side bends. Pressing the sit bone down, reaching overhead with the fingertips. And inhale to lift up, and exhale to lower. That brings us to the end. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining me in my class today. Same time, same place next week. We're gonna be doing a glute-focused class next week, so that should be super fun. So my name is Kate, if I didn't say that before. Wednesdays, 6:30, metal mat Pilates. Again, it's just a suggested donation, so $6.66. If you want to Venmo, the Venmo is just Black Widow Yoga. If you want to use PayPal, it's tina@blackwidowyoga.com. So as for the schedule, Sundays, it's going to be Sabbath Sunday Metal Yoga with Tina, 11 to 11:45. It's going to be bi-monthly. The next one's going to be the 24th. It should be super fun. Power Metal Yoga Mondays are going to be with Brandyn, 6:30 to 7:15 p.m. Wednesday is me today. Tuesday and Thursday, I forgot that. Metal Yoga with Tina, it's Tuesday and Thursday, 6:30 to 7:15 p.m. And then Friday, 80s Metal Barre with Haley, 5:30 to 6:15. So again, thank you so much, you guys. I really, really appreciate it, especially those who are calling in from different time zones and everything. That's awesome. So stay well, you guys, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Take care.